What's up, people? What's up, my friends? Yo, whenever you hear that tune, it means your boy Francis is already on the spot. Welcome to the amazing episode at K-Spot. As I promised, every Thursday I'll be dropping you a new episode here. We'll be communicating, we'll be talking about things that have been down in the week or around. But being that this is the first one, actually, the general episode to address the issues, this one is going to be a bit broad in a sense that I'm not going to focus only on things that have happened in a week. So I'll try to catch up, with a situation. It doesn't matter what I will leave out or what I'm going to talk about. So there's no chronological order to follow or something. I'm just giving out, my mind and experience about it. So I think I would like to start by addressing the elephant in the room. I mean, there's no better way to start it, like commenting about anything else and ignore the fact that we're resuming back to life. Like, the human race is getting back to life. You know what I mean? The world was like sent into an unwanted pause. And at this point, we're trying to come back from that pause that we are sending, by a global pandemic, which is, everybody knows, COVID-19. This now even it's one of the words of the year. I think it was ranked in Britain as one of the year or something. I think something like that. It's you just imagine that popularity. Just a simple, just like one thing a virus can get just in a span of 1 year. People are struggling. We have artists like in music or actors, soccer players, or all the talented people trying to make it on the global scene for years. But COVID, on the other hand, comes at the end of the year 2019 and manages to earn him or her, if he's a guy, actually he must be a guy, he's kind of stubborn, earns himself a name and is named after a full year. I mean, a full year, 2019. They'll be like, you know what? We're not just going to give you COVID alone. We're going to tag you a number on your back. 19. I mean, it goes from the local point where it started. It spread like wildfire. Now, don't get me wrong here. It's very, very sad what COVID has caused. The death that it caused, too sad, and hopefully everyone who is there who've lost their loved ones to this disease, to this pandemic, to this virus, I send my prayers out to you and your families, and to the dead people, so that they can find peace in their resting homes. I would call them house. I mean, they're permanent homes. I don't know the right word to put. But that's the truth. This virus took the world by storm. Like, everyone was forced to abandon their norm. That's why I was saying that there is no way I can start talking about anything else other than this. And being the fact that we're going back to life, as I was saying, we're resuming back to life. And I'm saying that basing on the point where I'm living, or where I'm broadcasting from, like from Athens here, and most of the European countries around, they're just getting back to normal. They've eased down the lockdowns, and the societies are just getting back. People are starting to reopen their businesses. Some institutions are starting to run, like some schools are still running. Higher levels of education. They're doing. They're teaching students. Most of the places, they have just tried to to redo or to reopen all the sites they used to provide to the public. And on the other hand, I know other places, other countries are still in early stages or early phases of reopening. For example, I think in the UK, they are in the first or second phase of reopening there. Some of the businesses and some schools. And in the States, which is still not so certain when it's going to happen, to be the time they're going to go out about, because of what's going on. It's a very, very kind of a challenging period out there. So we pray for our friends and families and people who are out there, so that they can see through this tough, challenging period to stay strong in any way possible. It has really been a tough situation for everyone, as I said, because the normal life was hijacked. Like, you had no choice. You had no choice. For example, now, because this is my podcast, I want to talk about me. And knowing is like, for example, my day would start like, usually wake up in the morning and do some cardio in the morning, and make my breakfast. The morning routines. We have different routines, but so I do my breakfast, I walk out and do the cardio, I eat my breakfast, and then after that, if I'm supposed to go to the office, I go to the office and do some hours there. And if I'm not to go to the office on that day, I go to the library to do some reading and some book shopping, actually, and then get back to my house and start sit on my desk to work on the project I will be having on the day. And then from there, I'll be going out to get a drink, to do something like that. And then in the afternoon, in the evening hours, I have to go for an evening walk, stroll, or to go in the gym, depending on how my day's program is, because I have different activities that I do on different days. So, but what I want to say is, you see, my day wasn't like so much time outside, because some days I could spend most of the time like inside, even without going out, because of like you could be caught up with so many projects running, and you end up just going out just maybe to grab a drink or something like that, if it's not even in the fridge or something. But you see, during this period, it was just like out. Like, I would sit on the desk and get up and go on the balcony and just look out and be like, yo. And the world was like just quiet. And I'm like, is this for real? Like, you look at the street, which used to be extremely busy, like running day and night, and it's like, down. Nothing, like nothing. I mean, I'm really getting ready to tell this story to my grandchildren, how this went down. It's gonna be really crazy. I'll be like, you guys, you know what? Grab yourself a drink, whatever you're gonna get, just sit. I will tell you the tale of the COVID. I'll call it the tale of COVID. Yo, this is crazy. It's a crazy experience. And I'm glad up to this point. I'm still alive, which means I've made it through that period. So nothing's gonna come down to me. Not COVID, actually. So thank God for that. And I thank God for everyone who's still alive, actually, who have made it through. And we pray that we stay safe, actually. What you have to do, or what we have to do, is to keep maintaining the safety measures that we always do. Though it's a bit really hard. Oh my God, I can tell you, my friend, like going out, you have to wear a mask. And remember, now we're in June, which means we're on the summer, like in the early month of summer, which means the temperatures are rising. So going out there, you need to wear a mask, no matter what. So wearing a mask in 29 or 30 degrees, like Celsius, I don't know. My American friends, you measure in Fahrenheit, but Celsius, like those are like what, 75 or something like that, around there. I'm not so good when it comes to, the matrices you have to conversion, and like, but I think it's around the 70s of Fahrenheit. But going out there, you breathe out this hot air. For example, if you're wearing like shades, because the sunglasses, you put on the sunglasses and you put on the mask. This is a very, very wrong combination. My God, you breathing out steam. Steam, like when you boil water, steaming out to your face, and it blocks your shades, and then you breathe it in again. So it's like a continuous cycle. You breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Oh my God, it's so uncomfortable. But guess what? It's the new normal. It's the only way, I mean, it's the measures that you have to follow, just because if at this time the world has not yet found like the vaccine, to be sure, so that means there's no security or safety whereby, all right, if I catch the corona, I'm gonna go buy these kind of pills to treat myself. So when you don't protect yourself, you may end up like, and if you are detected with it, so you realize that you're going to end up into this very, very long process, which is really boring. You don't want to go through there. They check you up, then they isolate you, and then they do all that kind of stuff, sending you the ICU and all that kind of stuff. It's not a fun thing. So to prevent all that, the best thing is just to play it safe right now. We have made it from the tough, section of the pandemic. Let's not loosen up on this, last part of it. So I think we can still hold it together before, until maybe the vaccine is, found and it's put on the market that everyone can access it. It's not about like just saying it's all right, we've found the vaccine, that if it hasn't gotten into the international market, then it's going to be hard for everyone. Still, it's like not found. So that means we still have some good periods to run with these safety measures. So it's I don't know. You will just see. I mean, how the world evolves. Though, as I say, it's kind of hard to get used to it, but you find a way to get used to it. So, talking about like the major news right now for the COVID right now in Greece here. Like, for example, on June 15th, I think today is 17th, like 2 days ago, here the international airports, the two international airports being opened. That is in Athens and in Thessaloniki. So that means everyone in the EU community can fly into Greece, and you are not sent into excuse me. So you're not sent into the the 14 days of isolation, and so everyone around the European Union zone, they're allowed to fly into Greece for holidays. So for the summer, for the to go enjoy the island. I will talk about the islands in the next episode, but today, so I'll just like brush it off a little bit. So also Greece and I think Israel, they had a meeting today, and they accepted to open, like Israel decided to open borders to Greek travelers, everyone from Greece. When they fly to Israel, they won't be sent into these 14 days of isolation. Israel, is one of those countries that when I think they eased their lockdown phases. I think May 4th. Yeah, that's when they eased down on their lockdown. So they did that. They've made an agreement. The Prime Minister of Greece and Prime Minister of Israel. This guy has a name which is really Tanah or something like that. But the Prime Minister of Israel anyway. So they made an agreement with the Prime Minister of Greece to allow Greek, like people traveling from Greece, not Greeks, but anyone traveling from Greece, because it's cleared as a virus-free area. So whenever you go into Israel, you don't have to go into the isolation. And I think the direct flights to, for example, to Ireland, for instance, if you want to fly straight from the airport, for example, from, let's say, Heathrow to one of the islands, a straight flight like that, I think they're going to be open towards the end of this very month, 30th of June. That's when they're going to be resuming to allow people to come through straight. But right now, the only points that you can come through, you can fly into Athens or fly into Thessaloniki. So that's, and they do some checkups here and there, and they let you in. I mean, it's the only way. So, which means tourism is open for 2020, though it's in the halfway, but fair enough. I mean, you can still come. It's a safe place it's amazing. It's heaven anyway. So, moving on, just to talk about a little bit of the businesses. Now, I know it's a really very challenging period. Very challenging. Very, very challenging. for anybody who's running a business. It's been very, I would say, short but harsh period of drought, which has been riding through all the businesses, because nobody was working. And now you know what that means. Now you know what that means. If now at this time you're told that open up for business, it means everyone is hungry for customers, hungry for work. And I'm not gonna speak too much about the physical stuff, but this is the general, I would say this is my general opinion when it comes to the kind of businesses whereby right now, as I said, everyone is just so hungry for the customers. Everyone want to get money. For example, I run an agency, an ad agency, where you need to be taking on clients. So that means in this period, there are other agencies, like other advertising agencies, they run all this kind of stuff. So because of the hungriness everybody has, you're gonna find people taking on clients. Like whoever comes on, just come in, man. Come. Get on board. But then, one tip I would say that is very important here is you don't want to just take on clients because you really want to make a buck out of them. It's not something I would say it's advisable. It's something you're going to take on someone, and you may not end up giving the results the person is expecting. You may end up taking on people who are not like in your niche, in your market. You have to remember one thing, that the person you're taking on too, he's desperate for clients too, as you are. So if you don't choose your clients like carefully to know who are you taking on. I'm now talking, for example, using an example of an advertising agency, because this is what I do, this is what I know and I really love doing. So if you don't choose the client like specifically and carefully, like, all right, I'm just gonna take on everybody who comes, you may end up like messing up or ruining the reputation of your agency, because you may not produce the results expected. So my tip is, you stick to your plan, stick to your market, stick to your audience, stick to the group of customers or clients you chose to supply. You know what I mean? There is a saying which goes like, there's some snakes that go months without eating and then finally catch something, but then suffocate while eating because they've been hungry for months. If you think very well, the moral in that saying means that one opportunity at a time. It's a really challenging situation. You want to get money, you want to get out of this, but you have to remember the ethics of your agency. Who do you choose to serve? You're not going to serve everyone, because if you do, you're going to mess up. So I think this is good for today. I'm not gonna go beyond this. It's just 25 minutes, but I hope this is a good time to share. I've shared some of my opinions on what is like generally. So next time we'll be seeing what we're talking about. And I really appreciate you guys for sticking around. And all I need to do is just keep on finding your friends, subscribe with your friends, download, subscribe, share as much as you can so that we can grow the community. It's been your boy Francis here at K-Spot. Peace out.